Thank you all very much. Roger, thank you for those kind words in the introduction, but more importantly, thank you for your leadership on the foundation and for all that you do for the students at East Tennessee State University. On behalf of our more than 2,200 faculty and staff, our students, I'd like to thank you, the members of the Foundation Board, Dr. Manahan, and the staff at the Foundation for all that you do to collectively expand the bounds of the possible and open doors of opportunity for students across our great campus. I'd like to take a moment to recognize several individuals who are in the room. The first is my wife, Donna. Thank you for your patience with me during the transition home to Tennessee, and thank you for all that you've done in your new role as single mother. I'd like to acknowledge Regent Paul Montgomery and Commission Chair Robert White. Each of these individuals are true public service and tireless champions of higher education in Tennessee. Regent Montgomery had to depart. He's traveling tonight to Atlanta, but his dedication and commitment to be here and then travel to Atlanta shows the testament and will that he has for the students across our system. I'd also like to recognize former TBR and commission members who are with us this evening. Leslie Pope, Jim Powell, and others. Your dedication to higher education has made much of what we celebrate tonight possible. I stand with you tonight to thank Paul Stanton, our 8th president of ETSU, who served from 1997 to 2012. Dr. Stanton is the consummate gentleman, someone who is humble, dedicated to both his God and his family, and committed to serving others first. In my opinion, Paul is one of the great presidents in American higher education, and I thank him for all that he has done and will continue to do for ETSU. Dr. Stanton, we're not going to let you get away. It's my honor It is my honor and privilege to serve in his chair and with the amazing staff that he has assembled. Dr. Stanton, we'll keep the locomotive moving at full speed. We may add a little bit of coal to the boilers, but we're going to do our best to keep it on the tracks. I'd like to take a few moments tonight to reflect upon where we've been as an institution, to examine our position in 2012, and to dream collective on what we may look like in 2020. But let's step back to the year 2000. Dr. Stanton had just begun his 3rd year as president. We had avoided the collapse of the banking and data system that many had projected because of the rollover in our data systems. Frank Wycheck thrilled us all with the Titans as they advanced to the Super Bowl, and we in Tennessee higher education were going through yet another round of coordinated master planning. The following data points provide a snapshot of ETSU at the turn of the century. Our enrollment stood at 11,000 students, our FTE 9,100. We had a budget of $182 million, 59% of which came from the state of Tennessee. We had 62,000 alumni. Our endowment stood at $43 million. Our research and sponsored programs were right around $28 million. The baseball Bucks opened their home season with the 5-3 loss to Xavier, and we accepted our first class of Roan Scholars. Now let's take a look at some of those same data points in 2012. Our enrollment's at 15,536, an all-time high. Our FTE is at 12,418, another all-time high. Our total budget is $343 million. However, only 31% comes from the state. 69% is generated through revenues from our students. Our graduates have increased to 85,000. Our endowment has increased 121% to $96 million because of the hard work of the folks here in the room. The baseball Bucks opened their season today at home at Thomas Stadium with a win over Eastern Kentucky. And lastly, our Roan Scholars, who in 2000 were just starting, are now starting their first intramural season with the president as a member of their team. With these data points in mind, I'd like to ask everyone to close your eyes for a second and dream. I realize it's late in the evening. Some of you have had some beverages, and you may just want to go to bed, but stay with me a little longer. A lot of people say that dreams are foolish. They belong only to children and those with idle minds. I disagree. In 2000, I dreamed of coming back to East Tennessee so that my family could be near our parents. That dream came true. So close your eyes with me for a minute and dream. When I close my eyes and think of ETSU in 2020, I see 18,000 students. I see concerts in our Fine Arts Center. I see men's and women's athletics being performed in our new Convocation Center. I see 40% of our students living either on campus or within 2 miles of campus. I see big-time athletics with our men's and women's basketball team in the Sweet 16. I see a foundation with an endowment of over $175 million. I see Johnson City and Kingsport painted blue and gold. I see an engaged student body with more than 60% graduating on time, new businesses flourishing at Valley Brook, and hopefully I'm still seeing myself running up and down the court with the Roan Scholars. This spring, we'll be meeting with our faculty and staff across our 11 colleges and our 48 academic units. This effort is gauged at listening and beginning a conversation about the future of ETSU. Later this year, we will launch a visioning initiative that will create a blueprint for ETSU at our 125th anniversary. As we move and as we grow, I hope that we do not lose touch with our history, our mission, and our heritage. There's much to be proud of across campus. Did you know that every program on campus that is accreditable is accredited? Did you know that GI Jobs for the 3rd year in a row rated us one of the most veteran-friendly campuses in America? Do you know we're an all-Steinway school? Do you know that our physicians see over 45,000 patients on an average month? And here in Kingsport, we handle 50% of the unattached care in the unattached cases. U.S. News & World Report ranks the Quillen College of Medicine 3rd nationally for rural medicine and 19th for family medicine. Johnson City was rated as one of the top 10 places in the country to go to med school. In fact, we were the editor's choice. And 14 of our alumni have gone on to attain the rank of general or admiral. There are great things happening, and our faculty and staff should be applauded for all their work and their accomplishments. With their support and your support, ETSU is a vehicle that opens doors of opportunities for first-generation students. We are the institution of choice for our region's doctors, teachers, artists, and entrepreneurs. We're an institution that serves the hardworking people of Tennessee. We're not a city on the hill. We're the people that built the hill. We go to work every day with one goal in mind, to make a better future for our students. It is my honor to be part of this effort and to be part of this family, and I look forward to celebrating with you our mutual accomplishments in 2020. Once again, thank you for all that you do for our students. Thank you for all that you do for this institution. Godspeed.